Okanagan Yogis. I'm going to, my name is Emma. I am a Chinook teacher, amongst other things. I'm always happy to share yoga practices with our yoga community. It's a little unusual to do it on film for me and getting used to it, but really excited that we live in a time in history when we have the technology to be able to reach out and communicate with each other, despite the fact that we all need to stay apart for a little while. So thank goodness for that. So I thought I would share a little bit of a meditation pranayama practice. This is something that when all goes well and time is available for me, I like to practice myself. I am not super adept at just sitting down and emptying my mind. And I really like the aspect of Hatha Yoga, that there's this opportunity to ease your way into stillness by training your mind and kind of giving it a little bit of direction when it's feeling a little bit hamstery or monkey mindish. So we're going to use the mala beads today. If you don't have the beads at home, you don't need to have them for a practice of repetition. You can practice mantra without the mala beads. You can practice counting out your breath as a form of japa. So the bells and whistles are not necessarily required. If you are isolated and you don't have a mala set and you would like to make one, there's lots of really awesome tutorials online. It just needs to be something in multiples of 9. So 9, 18, 27, the full length ones are 108. And so that's what we're going to work on for our beginning of our meditation settling. My favorite kirtan or chant that we sometimes use at Chinook, and it's kind of been passed down through the Shivananda lineage, is the Soham mantra. So it goes Soham, 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 Shivoham. And it's a really good mantra for handling change. And a loose translation of Soham, Shivoham is I am change. And it's a really nice thing to remind yourself of when you're in the middle of it, that you're part of it and it's okay to kind of go with the flow. So before we get into that, a nice way to find your meditative seat. I have a bit of elevation. I'm on a cushion and a blanket. There's a way of creating a firm seat with the center of the torso. So you can bring yourself into a little bit of a stretch. And then you're going to roll yourself back. And then shoulders are going to come over the hips and then just slightly back. So as the shoulders drop back, the pelvic floor will engage a little bit. The diaphragm at the base of the lungs will engage. Now when you breathe here with the slight engagement of these two bandhas, you'll feel that the sides of the rib cage will come out a little bit, the back will open a bit, so we get this more expansive movement of the rib cage, and then we get more oxygen flow while we're meditating. So that is a nice little perk to bring into a place when you're in seated stillness. The other thing I'm going to do is repeat the sound Om at the beginning and the end of my mantra, and that is to kind of bless or seal the mantra practice. So if I want my desires that I'm expressing through my mantra to really stick, use the Oms to kind of seal them in. So wanting to be okay with being part of change. So right hand can be to the heart center, left hand can cradle the bottom portion of your mala beads if you are using malas. Otherwise, you can just have your left hand in a mudra at the left knee. We're going to start to watch the breath moving at the tip of the nose, just that soft and easy breath. And then move into our Oms. So as we go into the Soham mantra, every time we repeat the word hum, you pull a bead. Soham, Soham, Soham Shivoham, 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 Soham, Soham, Soham Shivoham. Last round. Soham, Soham, Soham Shivoham, Soham, Soham, Soham Shivoham. So from here, you can bring your malas, if you're using them, and wrap them around your neck. They have prana energy they carry after we use them. So you can help to really enhance your intention with your mantra by bringing that energy into the body, wearing the malas. You can move from mantra repetition into just this nice, relaxed, easy breath in and out. So just watching the flow of air at the tip of the nose. And our larger kirtan or chant, that's just a little portion of it that we use today for the mantra, repeats variations of the thought that we are not just our bodies, we are not just our minds, we are the higher self. So when we find our way into this meditative state, we notice that we can see how the mind is behaving. We can see the body from this nice, open and vast space we've created. We notice our thoughts. We notice our emotions. We notice the passage of time. And oddly, we find this space beyond all of that, a space that can be of great comfort And if ever that moment of seated silence becomes uncomfortable, the stillness becomes intense, you're still breathing. So you can go back to watching the breath as a way to anchor yourself, tether your awareness, and find the pleasurable aspects of your meditative practice. So for a few rounds of breath here, we'll practice just watching the inhale and the exhale. And then slowly from here, you can bring your awareness back to this space and start to wiggle out fingers again. If your legs are starting to fall asleep, you can rock yourself back. Give your legs a little bit of a wiggle, give your knees a little bit of a sway. Awesome work. And we are still going to close our practice with an Om. We're going to come into one other Anada yoga or yoga of sound practice. And that is a variation of the Loka Samasta mantra. And so this is from the Gitananda lineage, and it's a wish for peace for the world. So practice that. You're welcome to join me if you know it. You're welcome to just receive the sound if that's more comfortable for you today. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Blessings for the rest of your day. Stay safe. Be happy.